Perhaps you've felt at some stage that working in a multicultural and geographically dispersed team, that somehow you don't believe that everyone is singing to the same song sheet, that they're not focusing on a common purpose or a common sense of priorities. Often what happens is that because people are distributed, because they have their own local pressures, they're often a fragmented team where the priorities can change according to pressures from local stakeholders, pressures from local line managers, etc. This is especially true if you're a global project manager. So what I would like to discuss with you here is a 5-step process which can help you to ensure that your multicultural team working at a distance has a common sense of purpose, of vision, which maintains its priorities over time. The first of these steps is to simply ask your team the degree to which it thinks we need to be aligned together around a small set of common priorities, to have a collective sense of common focus together. Some of your team members will think that we are, some will think certainly that we're not. I often find that team leaders are often under the illusion that the team is more aligned around a common purpose than it actually is. The second step is to ask the team the degree to which they believe we already have an implicit or explicit sense of common purpose together. This could be done on a scale, for example, between 1 and 10, where 1 is very low sense of common purpose and 10 is a high sense of collective focus together. You'll often find that teams will be quite well distributed across this, and that sends a clear message to the team that we need to align around a common purpose together. The next step is to ask each individual team member to write down, perhaps on a post-it note, in about 12 or 15 words maximum, what they believe the implicit or explicit common purpose of this team needs to be or is. The next step would be to integrate those statements. So perhaps by putting them up on a flip chart together, we can see that there may be quite a lot of overlap between each of the statements, but there may be some distinct differences as well which need to be negotiated and integrated together. So by spending between 20 minutes and an hour together, what we can do is integrate those different statements into one common purpose statement. The idea is that everyone in the team at the end of this should say, yes, I could commit to that, and that statement there includes something which is really important for me too. The final step, once you've got the common purpose statement defined, is then to review it from a linguistic perspective, to make sure that everybody is clear about what everything means. One of the challenges I find in working across cultures and using English as a lingua franca is the challenge of being able to clearly understand what people mean when they say what they say. Sometimes I feel that there is a kind of conspiracy of collective ambiguity around words. Words like efficiency, leverage, lead, and words like even teamwork can be very different from one cultural context to the other, and from one person to another. So I would put an asterisk connected to every word that I think could produce some different interpretation or could create some ambiguity. The reason for this is you want people within your team to be able to communicate the same message across the whole organization wherever they are. And this creates alignment. It creates also a sense that this team is focused on the same things, the same priorities. I'd also expect the team to review this common purpose statement at every teleconference, at every face-to-face meeting, and probably have it at the bottom of their email communication together, just to remind themselves What is the common focus, the compass, the guiding star that keeps us on track together and stops us from becoming fragmented across distance and culture?